Hey, what's up everybody? Another windshield windscreen video. What I'm going to do is test two different size windscreens that I have currently, and I'm going to see how they do, and we'll see what the outcome of it is. So stick around and let's roll that intro. What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. So like I said, I want to talk about windscreens. Let me give you a little backstory on what I'm currently running with. On my Indian Scout 60, I'm running a Road Warrior fairing. I've had this fairing for about a year. I got it, I believe it was like last year, somewhere around there. Took it on a couple trips, and when I reached out to Memphis Shades, that's the brand, it's Memphis Shades Road Warrior fairing. I apologize, I'm not sponsored in this video, so I'll make that very clear. I bought this fairing and windshield and all with my own funds. But I was looking into the Road Warrior fairing mainly because I wanted something to block the wind on the highway on long trips and just overall. So I reached out to Memphis Shades on Instagram, and I said, hey, I'm looking to get your Road Warrior fairing. I'm about this height, which is around 5'8", 5'9". What would be a good size windshield to get? And so they went ahead and said, well, either 11-inch or a 13-inch. So I went ahead and opted for the 13-inch vented windshield, as I'll show in the picture here. Vented meaning that it does have some airflow that comes up and all too. This windshield's been great. This fairing has been great. It blocks a good amount of wind. It does let a little bit of airflow through, so you know, it is very helpful as far as blocking wind and things like that. And whenever you're also riding inclement weather, such as rain and stuff like that. So I got this 13-inch windshield. Now, the only con that I will say about it is that I do get some wind buffeting. Usually above 70 miles an hour, I start getting wind buffeting on the kind of the top, like around this section of my helmet, like right here. I start getting a little bit of wind buffeting, or it's actually not too bad, but it's a decent amount. So I've been kind of dealing with that for the last year that I've had it, and so I'm getting ready to make this trip to VAM this year and to the Dragon Week for Tennessee, etc. Quite extensive trip. So I'm like, basically, what's the best option for me? So we're out here today to test this. We're going to test to see which windshield for me is the best option. Is it going to be this 13-inch that I'm running with right now, currently, or is it going to be this new 11-inch windshield that I'm going to be testing afterwards? So let's go ahead and make a quick circle right here. All right, so yeah, I got a little bit of kind of wind buffeting. It's not too bad. I can hold my helmet. Got my helmet open. I got my glasses on. Yeah, I can feel it kind of up in here, but it also depends on your helmet too. So it's actually not too bad. One thing I'll say I did do before I recorded this video is I did make some adjustments to the angle of my fairing. So I did do that. But I do feel, like I said, I feel a little bit of buffeting, like kind of in this general area, a little bit with my helmet. And like I said, excessively, if you're going 70, 75, you feel it a lot more. So let's go ahead and get on up through here again, and we'll try it some more. But I will say that for this 13-inch windshield that I'm running with right now, that going 55, 60 miles an hour, it is great as far as blocking wind, and you don't really get any wind buffeting at that speed. But it's when you start getting above 70 is when you start noticing that you start getting a little more, noticing the shaking in the helmet and the head and things like that, and it can get pretty tiring. Like I said, I've dealt with it for the past year, so I mean, it doesn't really bother me too much. But I wanted to get, like I said, I wanted to get this new 11-inch windshield to see if it makes a significant difference over this 13-inch one. So let's go ahead and head back, and we'll continue with our test. Alright everybody, we're back at it, and as you can see, we now have the 11-inch black smoke Memphis Shades windscreen on for this Memphis Shades Road Warrior fairing. And I'm getting myself up to about 60 miles an hour, and I can feel that it's blocking the wind on my chest, and I don't really feel any buffeting currently. The wind kind of feels like it's kind of passing through me rather than creating this like vortex or this circular wind motion and all. So I definitely do feel more wind, but not in a bad way. So I really would like to take this thing up to interstate speeds. So I might do that. Alright everybody, we're back, and we're going to get on the interstate. We're going to get up to 70 miles an hour plus, and we're going to see how this 11-inch Memphis Shades windshield does on this Road Warrior fairing. Since my goal is to eliminate or at least reduce the amount of wind buffeting on my helmet and on my head. So we'll see how this does. Alright, let's speed up here a little bit. Now we're doing about 80. It's not bad. My head is not shaking like crazy. It is, I can tell you guys that my experience, and I was going this fast, my head was just bobbing like crazy, like when it was like doing that. I mean, I was fighting it. I was dealing with it. I dealt with it for a year, and going down a size on these windshields for me is making a huge difference. I mean, I'm doing like 75 right now, and it's fine. You're going to get wind, but I mean, I got a little bit of wind like right in here, but everything in this area just feels calm. It does. You get up to here, yeah, it's just passing right over it. Now, I will say that I did make some adjustments, like I mentioned, I did make some adjustments on this Road Warrior fairing. I did tilt it back a little bit. A lot of things I've read where people say to tilt it forward, but I tried tilting it back as much as I could to kind of give it more of a, kind of rather than a vertical, more of a kind of a horizontal way. There's so much adjustments that you can make with it. You can make a little bit of adjustments like that, but I went ahead and tried that. And I went ahead and reduced it down to this 11-inch, and wow, what a difference. Well, that concludes my interstate speeds wind tunnel testing on this Memphis Shades Road Warrior fairing windscreens. So let's conclude that testing the 11-inch windshield versus the 13-inch, like I said, it's going to be differences, I believe, depending on your height, depending on the bike, your seating position, all those factors. And if you're looking for, you have an Indian Scout like myself or similar bike, and you have a Road Warrior fairing, and you're looking for a windshield, like, kind of do your research. I mean, my best advice is like Memphis Shades. They reached out, I reached out to them on Instagram initially, and they kind of gave me the two sizes to play around with. So I initially started with the tallest one, and then I worked, I'm down here to this one now. So I feel like this one fits me the best. So like I said, is you got to play around with that a little bit. That might actually be the best advice, is to try that, is, you know, maybe reach out to the vendor that you get your windshield from, and they can probably give you the best professional advice that you can get, rather than somebody like myself that, like I said, it works for me, but it might not work for you. But I am going to make my way back home and enjoy this new. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video, everybody. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it. If you like this video, drop me a like. I really appreciate it. And hope you all get to get out some this weekend and get your riding in and all too. And whether you have a windshield or you don't, it's always nice to get out and enjoy that time on two wheels. So I hope that you're able to as well. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.